Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. As always, Dan Hafner here, joining you this morning. It is Monday morning, the 7th of January. We are in the second week of 2019 here, going like crazy, expanding like crazy, and getting after it. It's been a great year so far. Let's keep it going. Let's keep up the momentum. And today's topic is this: the power of self-talk. So I'm going to get back into this training here that I've done through the Escape book by Innate, Singal, The 4 Stages of Becoming a Successful Entrepreneur. And the last chapter, we talked a little bit about paradigms and how those really, really matter, and how you see the world, your worldview affects, the things that you do, and how you can just change that is really the frame through which you're changing everything, right? And today, I really think that this is awesome. And I like I said on Friday, I took a step back this week and I kind of came up with some new ideas to talk about and some different ways to go about this show. And really just walking through the next chapter of this book, I saw something that it was really, really awesome to talk about. And there's a lot more involved in it, and obviously I don't want to just sit here and read the entire book for you. You can buy it for like $7 online. But this chapter of the power of self-talk talks a lot about like how we wire our brains, how we can use our brains for constant reinforcement of things. If you're constantly seeing something, if you're constantly thinking something, you're literally reprogramming your brain to think in a different way. And the application of that is really incredible, because what you can do with that, and what I've done with this in my life also, is like literally break your brain. Like you literally break your brain through this process of continually thinking about something, moving towards something, and just surrounding yourself with these different images, different, people with worldviews, different, just if you meditate, if you pray a certain way, if you think a certain way, like your brain will literally start to break, because it's so different than everything that you've ever believed and thought and done, that it really just it shifts this paradigm in you. But you do that through this habitual pattern of the thoughts and talk that come out of your mind, right? And I have personally learned this, and I try to get back on this course every single day, is this power of thought, right? This power of always being in a place where you can positive self-talk. Like for a long time, I was very negative self-talk. I would be very doubtful, very fearful of what I was thinking, what I was doing, who I was, where I was going, right? Like there was just all these thoughts that would just creep up in my mind and would just kind of screw me over, right? But I learned how to get past that. And I'm still learning how to get past that. But what I wanted to read from you was an excerpt from this chapter, which was really, really awesome, because how he actually proved that, the goals that you make sometimes can just be built up in your head. And when you really, really apply them and self-talk your way through them, how easy they are to do. So he set all these different, goals, like big, hairy, ambitious goals for 1 year. And he achieved like 90% of them within 3 months. Like, it was incredible. So reading here from page 95, it says, opportunities had miraculously come about. A dream I had for over 13 years came true in a matter of weeks, and it wasn't some stroke of luck or crazy voodoo. I could clearly see what had led to my success. I was making better decisions. My focus was laser tight, and I was constantly thinking about my dreams. My attitude was upbeat, hopeful, and excited. My focus was laser tight, and I was constantly thinking about my dreams. That is literally the power of self-talk. Like when you get to a place where you can have that type of laser focus on what you truly want, on what you're truly going after and why, that burning why behind it, and your focus becomes that laser tight on something, you're not going to not get it, right? Like you are going to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve when that becomes the case. Like when you become obsessed with it, when you become obsessed, you have to be that way. And I think, a lot of people say like entrepreneurs get this type of rap, right? Like they become obsessed with their craft. They become obsessed with what they do. And honestly, that's the only way to get what you want. Because there's a whole great big world out there that tries to just beat you down and fit you into something, into a category, right? And you've probably seen this in your life at some level. But if you're constantly thinking about what you're trying to do and you just never quit, you just don't quit ever, no matter what comes your way, you'll get there. Like I promise you, you will get there. I have gotten places inside of my life, inside of my ventures and business that I never thought I would get to, but I just didn't stop. Like I literally talked my way through it in my own mind. I said, this is what I want. This is what I'm focused on getting, and just go. Like it gets hard. It doesn't go in a straight line. You hit bumps, you hit obstacles and roadblocks, and you have to figure out your way around it. The line between where you are and where you want to be, the line of success is never a straight line. Like it's not a straight line. It goes up and down and this way and backwards and up and sideways. It goes all over the freaking place. Just don't stop. Talk yourself through these. So one of the questions I have for you is this. He asked this question at the end. Do you say one thing and your mind immediately says the opposite? Like for example, if you say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Do you notice like a voice in your head that immediately says like, all right, yeah, let's do it? Or does your head say, come on, man, you know that's not going to happen, right? Do you ever notice that? Do you ever notice when like you want to say something or think something out loud and your mind immediately like contradicts it? It's like, come on, man, you know you're lying. Yeah, I get it. Like that happens to me too. Like it happens to all of us. Learning to control your thoughts is the pathway to changing your life. Learning to control your thoughts is the pathway to changing your life. So my challenge for you today is to just notice your thoughts. Like notice if you have to document and if you have to write them down, notice your thoughts. Write down when you're having positive thoughts, when you're having negative thoughts, and just see what trend evolves. You'll see how you think. I did this a couple months ago and I was mind blown. Like it was 100. I was like, I think pretty negatively a lot. So I literally walked around one day documenting my thoughts. And sure enough, like I literally took a piece of paper and split it down the middle and wrote negative on the left, positive on the right. And the left side was full. I had like 2 positive thoughts all day. And I said, okay, that's enough evidence for me to literally see it in front of my face and slap me in the face and say, okay, I need to be more positive. Right? So that's my challenge for you today. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it whatever way you want. Just analyze your thoughts because you'll notice a pattern. And if you're a negative self-thinker, it's no wonder you're not getting what you want. It's no wonder you're not moving forward or progressing because you have to think positively. You have to literally convince yourself that you are capable of doing what you want to do. So that's my challenge for you today. Okay? So that's going to wrap up today's show. As always, thank you all for joining. Really, really appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for a lot more updates. Coming out with a couple different improvements. Still working on the training courses that I'm making for the Run Your Day podcast and specific coaching things as well. So stay tuned for those. Got a lot of exciting upcoming things. I told you 2019 was going to be crazy, and we're just getting started. So, as always, thank you all for joining. Really appreciate you guys. Have a great Monday. Make it a good rest of your day.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.